What's up, YouTube? Do you want to learn about the entrepreneur mindset and why it's going to make or break your business? If so, stay with me. It's coming right up. Before we get to that, my name is Eric Hammer. I'm known as the man with a hat. That's because I wear a fedora pretty much everywhere that I go. I'm actually one of the few people who can pull one off successfully. Well, me and this guy. Now, if you are new to the channel, what I do here is two things. I review software and info products to make my online niche, basically because I want to make sure that you don't end up buying a bunch of crap.
What a load of crappy crap.
Right, boy.
Okay, Bart, I'm done. Seriously. He does this every time. He complains and complains and complains, never bothers to look at my reviews. Don't understand the guy. I also do a lot of videos about how to make money on the side, as well as a lot of mindset stuff involving entrepreneurship.
Yes, he's an entrepreneur. He's very successful.
Thank you, Liz Lemon. She says it every single time, but it's so sweet to hear her say it every single time. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and smash the subscribe button, hit the bell icon to be notified when I drop new videos, because frankly, subscribe really doesn't mean much here on YouTube anymore. Go ahead and like this video, comment down below. Let's keep the conversation going. Let's get right into this. Okay, so the entrepreneur mindset. There are several things that go into being an entrepreneur as opposed to being what we can call a worker. Okay, a worker is what 95% of the people on the planet are workers. They work every day. They expect, and things are pretty orderly, and they expect certain things to happen a certain way. An entrepreneur, by comparison, has a very, very different mindset. An entrepreneur, what they do is basically two things. Well, let me put it to you like this. Let me explain it by saying what a worker would say. So a worker would say, "Oh, I can't wait for the weekend. I'm so excited for the weekend." Okay, an entrepreneur, by comparison, doesn't think of the weekend that way. The weekend is just another work day. Not only that, the entrepreneur loves Mondays, because Mondays are days when he's making money or she's making money. Every day is a day you're making money, and an entrepreneur doesn't think about the days of the week. Oh, Monday I gotta go back to work. Oh my God, I can't stand it. Oh God, I can't stand it. I gotta go back to work. That's not how an entrepreneur thinks. An entrepreneur thinks, I'm building my future. That's how I think. That's how any successful entrepreneur thinks. I'm building my future. I'm going to build what I need to. I'm going to do what I need to do in order to build my future.
Where? Back to the future.
Not back to the future. Back to the future, please. Anyway, the other thing is that an entrepreneur understands that you're putting in your time because you're building something for the future. And it may work, it may not work. A worker's mindset is that I'm putting in X number of hours, I expect to receive Y number of dollars back. Okay, well, that's great. Then you're a worker, you have a predetermination about how much your time is worth, basically. Whereas for an entrepreneur doesn't want to trade time for money at all. An entrepreneur wants to basically build something that can continue to make him or her money over and over and over again. And that's really what it means to build an online business, or any kind of business, really. But an online business is easier than a lot of other kinds of businesses. To build an online business, to really be successful, building an online business, you have to have a mindset that I'm going to keep putting in more and more time, more and more effort. I'm not going to stop. Okay, right now, as I'm recording this video, it's almost 3 o'clock in the morning where I am. And to me, that's great. 3 o'clock in the morning. Okay, so I'm sitting here and I'm recording a video. Why? Because this is my business. I'm building my future. I'm building a life for myself, for my family. And that's something that is super important. And finally, an entrepreneur does not think about things the same way that a worker thinks about things. See, a worker will think to themselves, okay, I want to try this thing out. I want to try to build a business for myself. And they're going to go and try something for a little bit, and then they fall flat on their faces because, let's face it, it's hard. It's not easy to build a business. And they say, oh, not for me. I give up. I'm walking away. Okay. An entrepreneur, by comparison, has a very different mindset about it. An entrepreneur says, I want to fail. Why? Because I can learn something from failure. When I fail, I actually learn something new. And I've failed many times. I've had many flops when I've been doing things, as I've been building my business. Okay. And we've had hard times. Trust me. I mean, I could tell you about some of the times because I was building my business without the backup of having a job. And we had some hard times when I was literally basically counting pennies in order to buy groceries. That's how hard some of the times were before I started building my business up, before my business really started to take off. Now, thank God, things are going very, very well. But it didn't just happen. It happened because I learned from my mistakes. I said, okay, what went wrong with this thing? Okay, let me see what I can fix here to make this thing go right. And once I made it go right, I kept building on that, and I kept building on it and building on it and building on it until the point that now I'm actually earning a full-time living from my business. And by the way, I don't have a massive following yet. I don't have, 20,000 leads. I'm not a Jonah Armstrong or even a Stephen Alvey. I don't have 20,000 leads on my email list. Okay, I have maybe 1,000. That's a very, very, very tiny list. But I'm able to actually make a significant amount of money selling to my list because of the fact that I really pay close attention to things, I learn from mistakes, and I really build on what went wrong and what went right, and I figure these things out. And I'm happy when I make a failure, because if I fail, then I learn from it and I move forward and succeed. And that's really what you have to think about as being an entrepreneur. Basically, an entrepreneur wants to fail because they know that ultimately failures are going to lead to success. A worker will see failure and say, oh, not for me, and walk away. So if you really want this, if you really are determined to build yourself a business, then I encourage you to change your mindset. Start thinking about things. Look at the way an entrepreneur would think about something, and think about things in those terms. If you can do that, if you can build your mindset up.
You're suffering from a Vulcan mind meld, Doctor. That green-blooded son of a bitch. It's his revenge for all those arguments he lost.
Yeah, not a mind warp kind of thing. No Vulcan mind meld or anything like that. But anyhow, but if you can build your mindset up, that you are willing to put in what it takes, you are willing to think about things completely differently than most people do, then you can build a successful business yourself. It's not that hard. It's just a matter of commitment and a matter of being willing to put in the effort and the time and not giving up, basically. So I hope you guys found that helpful, and please remember to subscribe to the channel. Like this video. The engagement really, really helps a lot. It tells YouTube this is a good video. So go ahead and like this video, please. And let's keep the conversation going. Let me know what you thought down below in the comments down below.